So the production technique I want to share with you next is that in general, Dreamweaver will create your forms for you for adding information to your database, like tracking clients, and I have a whole series on that on udemy.com, which I highly suggest you take advantage of. Okay, if you want to learn this the right way, I want to be extremely candid here, guys and gals. You know, I do things for free, and I also do a lot of volunteer work here in New York City, and I've been doing that since I was in school. Since I was 16 years old, I've been doing volunteer work for less than fortunate people, and mainly the homeless. And I do a lot of free classes up in the Bronx here in New York City, and Harlem, and some of the inner city schools. I really believe in giving back, and my giving back to you, of course, is offering some free techniques. But don't think for a second that you're just going to take somebody's free class and you go out there and make money. You need, and I want to be very clear about this, if you want to do this professionally and you want to make money, and I mean lots of money, and not even work a lot of hours. You know, I don't even put in 15, 20 hours a week, and I made a lot of money last year because I squeezed the sponge on the software. I don't want you to read books. I don't want you to watch videos unless they're mine or unless they're people that I recommend, like my friend Manny that I introduced you in the beginning part of this video. Because not everybody could do what I do. Just because you can teach doesn't mean you know, and just because you know doesn't mean you can teach. In fact, Woody Allen used to say, "Those who can't teach, and those who can't do that teach gym, and those who can do that were assigned to a school." Anyway, all right, so understand what we're about to do here. We already have a table created, so we could basically build a form inside of Dreamweaver to populate this table with content. But this particular video is just sharing with you how to basically create a login form and a password-protected page for your admin section. I go into full detail in my full course, which I highly suggest if you're a smart person and you want to benefit and you want to suck the marrow out of my brain. If you want to know what I know, then take and sign up for my classes. Don't be lazy, and quite frankly, don't be cheap. You know, don't sell yourself short thinking you're going to learn this with free videos. Because yes, some concepts are great, but you need the whole package. All right, so based on these choices, we're going to click back into our admin table. We're not creating a table. We already created a table. We're going to click right here. Okay, so based on these choices, we're going to create and insert information into our existing table. Now notice over here the browse menu is blanked out. Why? Because we haven't created any content for this table. Now just want to share a couple of things with you. Under structure, if I did want to put a new field for, say, the person's photo, or maybe the person's birthday, or more information about that particular table, I can do that right down here. Based on these choices, I can say I want to add a photo field after the person's last name. Now, we're not going to do that, but I'm sharing with you that you could do that. So let's get started by inserting this with a couple of people's names. So I'm going to click right here, and we're going to insert two records. We're going to insert a record for Jennifer, and we'll insert a record for Tila. As an example, I'm just picking two names. So first name and last name. Now, these are absolutely fake email addresses, so please just, don't be silly. Don't try to contact these people, okay? It's not going to work. All right, email address. So we're just going to do JW. So let's do something very simple. JW at this email, we345.org. I'm just going to make this even more confusing. WEB6. I'm just coming up with something. I don't want you guys contact. I just want to put in a real fake email address. And for password, we will put 1234. Now again, for those of you that think you're going to log onto my server with this, I'm going to have this changed by the time this video publishes. So please don't do that. Just don't. I'm here to help you, but don't be a wise person. Okay, so the next one down here, we'll do Tila and we'll just do TB at this.com, which I assume, well, let's not make that assumption. Let's do something like this, .bz, Belize. I assume that doesn't exist. And we'll just do the same password. Now, of course, you'd want to put a very sophisticated password, but we're just going to keep this really, really simple. And based on these choices, we're going to go. Now, if you look down here, let's say that you want to add more people at the same time, that you can just go right down here and do this. You can insert 2, 5, 10, 15 people at a time using this back-end system. So I'm going to go. Now that I have, and again, it wrote this code for us. Back in the day, this is we had to learn how to write from scratch, but phpMyadmin does this for you. So now I can click Browse, and now I have my 2 users. Okay, so we set up our table successfully. So in the next video, we're going to go into Dreamweaver, roll up our sleeves, and build totally 100% from scratch. No hand coding. Using simple, logical point and click techniques, we're going to build a login form. Not only that, it's going to greet the person when they log in, and also we're going to have a log out, and also we're going to password protect the page. So definitely watch the next video. And again, I can't overemphasize, don't cut corners. This is a very dot the I and cross the T type of application. You have to follow exact directions. If you miss a step, it will not work and you will be frustrated. So stay tuned.